What advice would Jocko give his 17-year-old self regarding school, social relationships, parents, peer pressure, etc.? Yeah. So
this is like the actual Jocko podcast tonight. Isn't it? Like all these questions are about Jocko.
Yeah. Actually, that's kind of what I was asking, like outside of the military.
You know, if I was going to tell myself something, here's a couple things that, you know, I would tell myself to detach. I would tell myself to learn that. Mm-hmm. I would tell myself that girl isn't the whole world.
Yeah.
And those friends aren't the last friends you're ever going to have. And the party isn't going to be the best party of all time. And all those things that you think, and this is what we talked about earlier, all those things that you think are a huge deal when you're young, they're not a big deal. And I know that's kind of messed up, but it's true, man. It's true. The things that you think are a big deal when you're 17 years old are not that big of a deal. And it's really hard to convince someone that's 17 years old of that. Yeah. Right?
Oh, yeah.
They also what they don't recognize is things that are a big deal. They don't recognize. They think they're a little deal.
Right.
So they're doing stupid things, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's drinking and driving, kids still drink and drive now. Like, how dumb is that?
Yeah. Seems crazy.
And so people don't think, you know, nowadays we've talked about social media already too, but people post stuff on social media and you go, man, what is wrong with you?
I know.
And I guess, you know, I've heard now, you know, we work with a lot of different companies. When you apply for a job, they go and look at your social media and see what kind of an idiot you might be.
Good. That's a good move, by the way.
No, it's a great move. Yeah. It's a great move. So, just recognize that some of the little things are actually big and some of the big things are actually little, and I'd square those things away. And I've said this before, when you're young, you've got to realize that how you act now is directly related to your future success, to your future happiness, to your future financial situation, to everything. So it's hard to make that connection, right? When we're young.
Impossible.
It might be impossible. Some kids get it, though. I'm telling you, some kids get it.
I think they're just...
No, some kids get it. Some of my oldest daughter's friends, they get it. Like, they're on track. Yeah. They're on track. They're like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. They're on track. They're 16 years old. Yeah. They're studying for the SATs. They're taking the AP classes. Yeah. My daughter included. Like, they're on track to make stuff happen.
Yeah. But I think, and I'm not saying this is the case, but this is probably the case in one way or another. I could be wrong. I understand. But, okay, so, and we talked about this before, you know, that part of your brain that understands all that you're talking about?
Yeah, isn't even developed yet.
Not developed. Yeah. So, this is, you know, and this is, from what I understand, how you kind of influence people. You just put them on a routine. Kind of like, okay, so is the difference between understanding like what I'm doing now and having a tangible access?
I know where you're going with this, and I believe that there are definitely some kids like that are just like, hey, okay, I'm supposed to get good grades. I'm going to get good grades. I'm supposed to get. They're on that track. I know for a fact kids that are like, no, I am going to do this, and it's going to lead me here.
Actually, you know what? You're right. Because this guy Blake, you know, remember Blake? I used to do videos for.
Yeah.
So we did like a thing where it was, I think it was like a Q&A or something like that, and he was talking about that, where in elementary school he remembers feeling like if I don't have perfect attendance and have perfect straight A's, I won't pass this, not pass, but I won't like be the perfect guy or whatever. And he said that he would like create like this track to his whole future and his life would be ruined. Yeah. That's how he felt.
There you go.
I was like, whoa, bro, I'm living life literally minute to minute in third grade. You know, it'll be like, the reason I wanted to do my homework and get good grades is so I wouldn't get in trouble. Straight up. It was not to get into college. It wasn't none of that stuff.
For sure.
And then
that's the way most kids are. In my opinion, most kids are, hey, I don't want to get in trouble, some immediate repercussions, myself included. Yeah. Hey, I got to pass this so I can go to the next grade.
Yeah. It was all you know immediate stuff. Yeah. Or I don't want to be the guy in class who didn't do his homework, you know, kind of thing. Yeah. It was like, it was all immediate stuff. I don't even know if I ever felt that way. But yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. That's me trying to, I got to step outside of myself on that one.
And I guess the final thing, obviously I'd tell myself discipline equals freedom, which is basically what we're saying.
Yeah.
So get disciplined in how you live your life.
Yeah. I think the biggest one there is to whether they totally understand it or not, say like what you're doing right now is The important things in life, the things that you think are important,
are not important.
and then things that aren't that you think are not important are important. So it's kind of like a iceberg. You know how the old the
people
metaphor?
are going to go nuts over that little statement. You know why? Because people really like the way you say important. You just said it 8 times.
Yeah, well,
there's going to be a flurry of glory and rainbows,
bunch of
emojis.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey,
yes,
there you go.
I agree with you.
So like the iceberg thing, you know the iceberg metaphor where it's like people only see the top of the iceberg, but below that is like this huge iceberg. So that's what important things are in life. Right. So you think it's just this small little iceberg, but when you think of the whole scope of life, which you have no access to, by the way, as a kid, it's that whole iceberg, So if you're not focusing on that important part of the iceberg, well, I guess in an iceberg situation, it's not that important. But think of another metaphor. But
it'll sink your ship.
Yeah, and like in that kind of situation. And then at the same time, the things that aren't really important, meaning they don't have an iceberg under there, they're just little floaty things. Yeah. You think that's so important, that thing's gonna melt or get or whatever,
Not gonna sink you.
No, it's not gonna sink you. It's just gonna it's fleeting.
Check.